Oh, I'm just trying to remind my hamstrings that they can be more elongated than they've been for a long time. This feels lovely. Maybe, actually, this would be a good portion of the show, Marjolaine, to kind of go through, because this is full body workout that we're talking about. The capability of this machine are vast.
It's interesting because I get a lot of emails, and feel free to email me, marjolaine@lighterliving.com, and ask questions. But if you know, often people will say, I have a bad back, which exercises should I do? And the interesting thing is, and I'm going to quote Joseph Pilates, who said, when people asked him, what's Pilates machine good for? He said, the whole body. And it really is true. Every single exercise, it's very clever the way the sequence develops. Every exercise leads from one to the other and does the entire body, sort of tweaking how you move, whether you're using your stabilizers, opening up some flexibility in the joints, lengthening the muscles that are tight, strengthening the weak ones, sort of reorganizing you so that you become reformed. And that was what these machines were called way back. A reformer, because it really does totally change how you move, how you look, how you feel, and how you make movements in your life.
Now, bottom.
Yes.
Would that machine exercise I did be good for? That was bottom and hip we talked about.
Yes.
Should we kind of do something for every little bit, whether it's you doing it, me, Beverly, whatever?
All right, so maybe Bev will do some arms, and if you will stay there and you do just a scissor out and in. So you're going to scissor out and in. So more
circle or
more
just
on
up?
45 degrees. There you go.
Oh, yes, okay.
Good. So what you're doing is you're really opening up the hip joint, stretching the adductors, those inner thigh muscles, which become very tight again from sitting, and then now make some big circles. So go all the way round and up and down. So now you're working the upper thigh, the back of the leg, the hamstrings are getting a nice stretch. And then if you come to 45 degrees, turn your feet out, keep your heels together and bend your knees. And now you're working the inner thigh and all of...
see, that's amazing, because normally I would have years ago stood at the bar to do that. But gosh, it's really hard, because I'm having to really concentrate to keep in the correct line so that I can feel I'm turning that bottom in.
Well, the interesting thing is that you're doing the entire lower body in these series, right? So it's your tummy, because you're using your abdominal muscles to stabilize, and then every bit of your lower body, your knees, your hips, your ankles, your inner thighs, outer thighs, upper thighs, lower thigh. I mean, everything is working out.
That feels fabulous. I feel like I'm warm. It's all feeling warm. I'm slightly out of breath because I'm working, but I'm also very aware to join my tummy button down to the machine itself, down to the board itself.
And that little series and learning how to do that is key to having a healthy spine. Because if your hips are tight, or one side is off, or your hamstrings are tight, or your abdominals are weak, then your back suffers. And
how can you open out this bit for me and like the top of the back so that it's not, you know, giving problems down the shoulder blades and things like that?
Sit up, and you're going to cross your legs. If you can't cross your legs, then you can simply have your legs straight out in front of you.
Face you?
Yes. Put your bottom up against the shoulder pads and put the straps in your hand. So cross your legs or straight out in front.
I have to hoik them in if I cross my legs.
Good. All right. And now you're going to raise them up to here, shoulder height, and then you're going to go out to the side and feel that stretch. Feel the chest open, and now in. So you're strengthening here, and then you're stretching here.
I can really feel it.
But you're using the front of the arm, the back of the arm, the front of the shoulder, the top of the shoulder, the back, the chest, every muscle of the upper body is now being...
I can really, really feel that. Right the way across the bit where I hold so much tension, I think, in the shoulder blade. That's often a problem for me.
And you feel it in your tummy too, because you have to engage your abs.
Yes, I can. Yes. What about the wobbly bits? You know, the bits that stay wobbling when you finish waving.
So just come in here, turn your hands this way, and now bend, bend, just bend, and push.
I can actually feel it in my back as well.
Yes. Well, again, no one exercise isolates any part of you. It works, you're working your whole body, but you're using the tricep to push out.
Yep. Wow. Okay. Gosh, it's funny, isn't it? They're small movements, they're controlled movements, but you can hear in my voice that it's actually really working me hard. but in a way that I can do. So for imagine if I wasn't able to do that,
legs straight out in front.
Just relax them like that.
Yeah, and what's interesting is now do the exercise, it'll be a little bit harder. Do you see how much harder that is? So you might need to take a cord off because long